Big Polly's World of Sports Sims proudly presents a GSW Saturday Night Special. It's the second round of the final stage of the Monarch of the Mat, and again I have made an error. Good way to start the live show. I must have been channeling my I guess you could call it my ancestors from across the pond, and trying to put a U in a word that doesn't make sense for it to be. There we go. It's the second round of the Monarch of the Mat, a 9-bout card emanating from Kansas City, Missouri. I'm Big Polly coming to you, and before we begin tonight's festivities, there was word of the past few days of an apartment, not an apartment, but a condominium collapse in Miami Beach, Florida, that has left 5 dead, according to the most recent reports, and 159 missing. So I'm going to do tonight, before we begin, and go into the virtual reality of GSW, I thought we would begin tonight with a moment of silence for those families and those fallen in Miami. So if you would join me for a moment of silence, please. Thank you. And here's the championship roll call going into our 9 bouts of Monarch of the Mat. If you missed Grand Slam Saturday, which we aired at 7 o'clock, you can still catch it now. But hey, I'm doing some brand new material here, so you might want to do a double booking and watch this, and then go back and watch Grand Slam Saturday. We have a brand new North American champ, Cowboy Bill Watts. He beat Jack Sherry during the week, and if Sherry had won that match or had kept his title, the title would have been on the line tonight against Jerry the King Lawler. So with that, I am going to show you the card that we are about to do here live on this Saturday night, the 26th of May. And special shout out to Al, Red Sox fan, right along ringside here in Kansas City. And our 8 bouts that we're going to play out, each will have 1 fall, 60 minutes, no DQ. If we have some sort of non-winning result, the higher seed will advance to the Elite 8 next week on July 3rd from the Checkerdome in St. Louis. So here are our bouts. You see one of them about to go at it right in the ring right now, Mr. Wrestling 2 against El Koenig, Sting against Magnum TA, Vern Gagne against Wahoo McDaniel, Bruno Sammartino against Freddie Blassie, Antonio Inoki, and Dick Murdoch, Dick Daviscourt and Misaharu Misawa, Hulk Hogan, Shinya Hashimoto, who is the only low seed to advance out of the first round. He is the 18 seed, and Jerry Lawler against Jack Sherry. And we will start our first bout right now. They're in the ring, they're ready to go, and let's hook them up. Mr. Wrestling 2 comes in as the heel, making a bit of a bad reputation of himself in Atlanta as of late, and we're hearing rumors and grumblings in GSW about the Texas merger, with Houston and Dallas now having a bumper crop of talent, that Atlanta and Charlotte might be merging. We'll have more about that in the coming weeks. And we're going to get this bout started. Mr. Wrestling number 2 is the 8 seed, Al Koenig, the 9 seed. Thank you, Al, Red Sox fan. We were doing some HTBL action, Hometown Baseball League, kind of a companion I've always been wanting to do with the HTFL. That'll be starting up again September 6th. So it's Mr. Wrestling 2 and Al Koenig. And we are underway, our first bout of 8 in the Monarch of the Mat second round. Then we have a very big main event. Dory Funk Jr., Lou Thesz, no time limit. Thesz gave Dory all he could handle last week in our first round bouts. Auto Control lost fan interaction. And the crowd already on 2, having seen what he has done in Atlanta. And that reduces his stamina level by 5. Pile driver right away for Al Koenig. I'd be shocked if he got him this early. He did not. As a heel, not counting his matches as a babyface, 2 is 1-1-0. Alkanik is 6-2-1. And big punches by Alkanik, and this could be it. No, 2 finds the ropes. 2 finds the ropes, and we play on. Illegal punches by Alkanik. Fighting fire with fire here, knowing what 2 is capable of. Illegal chop by Kanik, and that reduces 2 stamina level by 5. We're 2:31 into this bout, and we can go up to 60. Illegal power move by Alkanik. Some more action in this no DQ match, and Kanik using the ropes to choke 2 out. That's 10 more points off of his total. Let these guys do what they got to do to win in this tournament. Amps up the greed, I guess you could say. Alkanik, and we have a wrestler grabbing a chair and taking a seat outside the ring. Illegal punches by 2. More illegal punches and a ropes move. And a pin attempt on Alkanik does not score. Early on, 4 minutes into the bout, Kanik with a slight lead. Pin hold here by 2. What was a body press, does not score. Ropes move by Alkanik. No action. Pin hold by Mr. Wrestling 2 was countered. Whip to the ropes by Alkanik. In control. Gorilla press. And that does not score. So far we have had 5 pin attempts. 3 of them going Alkanik's way. A superstar from Mexico. Most of the time in GSW he has been in El Santo's shadow, but Santo has dropped in the rankings a bit. Kanik with a submission move countered. Illegal punches by 2, and again 2 getting into it with the fans, and you'd think a man of his wisdom would be a little smarter than to be doing that. Leg hold by Alkanik. Headlock by Alkanik. Throw by Alkanik. And Kanik keeping the moves going. He's got an illegal choke on there and a side roll, but that does not score a pin. No action. Illegal throat chop by Mr. Wrestling number 2. He's got a foot on the ropes. No pin. Didn't even get to a 1 count. And now he hoists Kanik in the air and ka-chunk. Suplex attempt, which scores, and that's 11 points off. Specialty move. $1 million knee, but Alkanik was just a little too quick for that kind of finishing move this early. And we crossed the 10-minute mark with Kanik still way ahead. A kick by Alkanik. Submission move. Won't call it because it's not something that would be likely to score. Leg hold. Fan interaction now. The crowd building Alkanik up. Good crowd here in Kansas City. That gives Kanik 15 of his points back. And now he's got a 100-point lead. Legal throw by Alkanik, followed by a headbutt. The Kanik press backbreaker. And no. And a masked man, another masked man. Rung the timekeeper bell, and Kanik thought he won. Referee yanks his hand down and says, no, we still have a match to finish. That was an error. Kick by 2. Specialty move. Boston Crab, but that's not going to score the end result of the submission. We go on. Body slam by 2. Figure 4, but that's not going to get it done. Submission. Alkanik very unlikely to submit. And we play on. We're at almost the 15-minute mark. We can go 60. Chop by Alkanik. Alkanik using punches. And he throws 2 out of the ring, follows him down to the arena floor, and does some more punching and kicking. Whipping 2 like a government mule, and that's 30 points off of 2 stamina. And Kanik has built now a lead of 138 damage points. Russian leg sweep, no pin. We're at the 16-minute mark. Kanik way ahead. He goes for the senton, and he nails it. And again, 2 survives. And again, a masked man has rung the timekeeper bell, and I think the referee is going to grab security, and he's going to chase whoever this masked man is from ringside. A chop by 2. A suplex attempt by 2. Maybe this allowed 2 to get some time to breathe and a second win, but Kanik comes right back with a throw. And Koenig now causing 2 to have some fatigue trouble. A supplé attempt, but an auto control loss back to 2. 2 goes for the foreign object, but again, Koenig is just too smart for the masked man. The other masked man, the supplé attempt by Koenig, gets it done. A pinfall for Al Koenig and a well-deserved win. 18:51 the time, and Al Koenig is going to go to the Elite Eight in St. Louis. So Al Koenig scores the pin, picks up 4 big points. He's moving up in the rankings quite nicely. Pinfall time 18:51. And it was a supplé that did 2 in after taking a lot of, as they say in Mexico, castigo. The match got a 3-star rating. And I am going to take a pause for a moment to set up the next match. As we break, we'll show you who won the circuits in the Monarch of the Mat tournament. We got a dandy of a bout for you now. Coming up. And the crowd here in St. Louis ain't going to know who to root for, if ain't. Is a acceptable word. Almost there with the setup. Heard a few rumbles of thunder before we got started, which is what I was trying to avoid. I'm doing this live because they were expecting thunderstorms in the afternoon, and we didn't get them. So now I'm doing this at night. Plus, I got to watch the Rays game. 13-3, they beat the LA Angels today. Put on quite a show. And we are just about there, my friends. This bout's going to be a good one. I could feel it in my bones. We are just about there, and we are there. Hello, Captain Carl 8. We are into match number 2 of our round of 16 Monarch of the Mat tournament. And then next week we're going to play the quarterfinals, semifinals, and finals. We're also going to have 4 other bouts. It'll be a big card, 8 o'clock. This time next week on the eve of the 4th of July. I don't know if I'll be doing it live or live to tape. It'll depend on the local weather. We're in our rainy season here in Florida, which usually gets started late June. So this is going to be a big one. Sting against Magnum TA. I think TA will play to the crowd better than Sting will. Sting comes in 6-2. TA 5 wins, no losses, 4 draws. This is a 1-fall, 60-minute time limit bout. No DQ. And we just let these two let it all hang out. In case you were wondering, El Koenig will now face the Jerry Lawler Jack Sherry winner. Whoever wins this bout will face the Hulk Hogan Shinya Hashimoto winner. So you could have TA facing Hulk Hogan or Sting facing Hogan, or who knows what combination of 4 you could get. And we are underway with this bout. Very big bout for each man. Sting out of the Charlotte circuit. TA has been grappling in St. Louis as of late. Of course, there are rumors now that Charlotte and Atlanta might be merging, which would be a big-time merger in GSW. We're using the 85-plus card on Magnum TA. A Cobra Clutch, well, it's not going to score this early on Sting. And off we go. And TA is cut right away. Sting is not really caring too much what the fan thinks, and he bonks TA off of a ringside table, and TA is cut with a 25-point cut and 15 points of stamina loss. The supplé attempt coming right back is TA, and he does not get the pin there. Kick by Sting. Legal speed move by TA, and a legal leg hold and an auto control loss. We go back to Sting. Hoist TA up. Good chunk. Body slam. No pin. Fan interaction, and the TA fans are letting themselves be heard. They did not like what Sting did, and they increased TA's adrenaline a little bit. 5 points of stamina added. And a submission move, single leg Boston, but that does not hold. That does not hold. Pin hold by Sting is countered. Illegal punches by TA. TA didn't like the fact that he got busted open by a so-called ally, and that's 5 more points off of Sting's total. Legal turnbuckle by TA. A pile driver. Right back comes Sting. No pin. We are 5 minutes into the bout. Sting with a slight lead, but TA has a cut. Full Nelson by the Stinger, but that's not going to score. An arm hold by Sting. Headlock by Sting. Body slam by Sting, leading to an illegal pin attempt. Wow. And that does not result in anything substantive. 3 pin attempts so far for Sting. This will be a 4th. No pin. Kick by Sting. Painful arm breaker by Sting, but that will not score because TA's submission rate not that high. Back to the action. A headbutt by Sting. Illegal punches by Sting. No action. Ropes move countered. Forearm by TA. A headlock by TA. And one of these guys, possible disqualification event, so I should be controlling one of them. And let me see here. I should be controlling TA. Sometimes you forget to set you think you're setting the computer up to play both sides, and you're not. So I'm just going to take a look, and we're going to try a specialty hold here. TA goes for the belly-to-belly, countered by Sting. Sting has control. And again, he's stomping away on TA. He's stomping a mud hole onto TA and walking it dry. I think that was 10 points off of TA's total. Sting now with a pretty good-sized lead. Turnbuckle smash in the Scorpions. TA has seen that move before. He ducks out of the way. An illegal forearm by TA. Neck hold by TA. Fan interaction. This time they're getting behind Sting? Okay. 5 points added to Sting's total. A body slam countered. Magnum goes for his own body slam, but no pin there. Auto control loss. As I remember to set my next slide up, which is why I'm delaying here a moment. Auto control loss back to Sting with a submission move, which is not going to score. Body slam by Sting. Sting a little bigger. If I remember correctly, TA was a little bit on the small side. That's 9 points off of TA's ever-dwindling total. A belly-to-belly suplex again countered. Leg hold by Sting. Headlock by Sting. Body slam by Sting. A slight pin chance, no. And we're more than 16 minutes into this bout, and Sting with about a 90-point lead. Suplex by Sting, no. Body slam by TA. Almost got him, a 4. I'm going to use that other specialty hold right now. Legal throw. No, I'm not going to use an illegal pin attempt. And we play on. Auto control loss. No action. A suplex by TA. Doesn't get it done. We're past the 20-minute mark. Still going to try to use that specialty hold here. Sting, table splash, and a Scorpion deathlock, but it has no chance of scoring the submission. We play on. Goes for it again. Still can't get him. Power move by Sting. Arm hold by Sting. Whip to the ropes. And a forearm, no pin. Action happening outside the ring, and again, Sting nailing TA and keeping him back from getting back into the ring, and that's 10 more points off of TA. Sting, leg drop now, flying leg drop. That does not score the pin. Body slam countered. Headlock. I'm going to go for that specialty move again. And I'm going to go for the belly-to-belly again. He got it this time. Oh, so close, the 34. Not too far off the 28 he needed to get the pinfall. Now it's going to be an uphill battle for TA. Rolling reverse, not really close to getting the pin. Now another pinhole. Rolling reverse again. No. 26-36. If we go to a draw, it'll go Sting's way. Let's point that out. Sunset flip. No. 6-5-12 on the pin numbers. Indian deathlock. That will not score. Illegal punches by Sting. And spinning toe hold. And a kick. Sting just a little too much size and a little too much muscle. Another arm breaker hold. Illegal punches by Sting. A kick by Sting. A body slam by Sting. TA comes back with a kick, but he's way behind now. He's down 160 points. Some speed moves. No pin. So far in about, TA has scored 10 pins and Sting has scored 8. Illegal forearm. A speed move by TA. TA trying to make a comeback here. Illegal punches by Sting. Ropes move. No pin. Whip to the ropes by Sting. Pin hold by Sting. No pin. And let me see what other cards I have. After a successful hold, go outside the ring. Well, we got to fight fire with fire one of these days. Illegal punches. Sting using punches, and TA's going to need a miracle to survive this match. He's cut open. Neck hold by TA. Now we're going to try that. Now we're going to try that move. Ropes move countered by Sting, countered by TA. Bunch of counters. Supplé attempt. Nowhere near the numbers he needed for the pin. TA getting some positive fan reaction. We'll try that outside the ring chart again. And yeah, TA fights fire with fire and chokes Sting as he tries to re-enter the ring. Well, good for him. Sting's been doing that all match. Neck hold by TA. No action. Fan interaction. And Sting hits him with the forearm smash as that happens. No action. Disqualified check. Body slam by Sting. That does not score the pin. We're almost 40 minutes into the bout, and Sting has about a 150-point lead, and TA has a cut. Pile driver countered by TA with a kick. And we're going to use punches. And that's 5 more off of Sting's total. Auto control loss. Legal leg drop. No pin. We're at the 41-34 mark now. Ropes move by Sting. Leg drop. No pin. Both these guys don't know the meaning of the word quit. Legal forearm by Sting. No, I do not want outside help. And because TA is a man of honor. Kick by Sting. And Sting delivers a move that knocks. Well, this was supposed to be a no DQ match, and we made a mistake. So there is going to be an appeal on this. Whoops, made an error. We're going to award the match to Magnum TA. Sting is going to yell vociferously about the fact that this was supposed to be no DQ, but we're just going to say the referee got caught up in the moment. And we're going to have a redo of this match, folks. We're going to have a redo of this match. Both these guys will be impaired because they have already competed once in this bout that you just saw. So I'm going to make the ruling that the ref forgot that this was a no DQ bout. After a series of calls, word came that Commissioner Soley So we're going to do a redo, folks. This will count in the standings and give Magnum 2 points. But declaring an immediate rematch. Okay, this is the way I'm going to rule. Always remember the old adage, yes, card subject to change. We're going to impair TA because he took the brunt of the damage. And we're going to go another 20 minutes because they have already gone 43. And if we go 15, then the bout didn't go an hour. So what we're going to do, yeah, card subject to change. That's true. To be fair, we're going to put these guys in the ring for another 20 minutes. If it goes to a draw, then Sting's going to advance. If it does not go to a draw, that's the verdict. Whatever the verdict is what takes place. And your boy screwed up again because I forgot to set it to a no DQ match. I only play this every day, for heaven's sakes. So we're going to fix it that way. And we're going to give these guys another 20 minutes. TA will be impaired because he was taking a pretty good beating in the first 43 minutes of the bout. So this is no DQ. TA will be impaired. And off we go. Restart of the bout. TA and Sting. TA will get credit for the DQ win, and then whatever result we have from this will also be credited. And, oh, TA going right after Sting, and he's only got 20 minutes to work here. Speed move. Sting stomping away on TA on the ring apron. Sting with control. Scorpion death drop. Almost got the pin right there. Remember, we're going 20 minutes to finish the bout. And that's not going to score a submission. So play attempt. Auto control loss. A body slam. I slept walk right through that bout, not noticing the fact I didn't have no DQ on. And now TA tossing Sting into the crowd. And Sting has lost a lot of stamina. Shoulder block of Sting. Auto control loss, no action. Auto control loss, whip to the ropes, no pin. Kick by Sting, headlock by Sting, eye gouge by Sting, illegal leg drop, no pin. The illegal punches, chop by Sting, whip to the ropes by Sting, body slam. Oh, he got TA. He got TA. Well, TA has no excuses now. 7:56. Good commentary there by Captain Carl. So we gave the guys a 20-minute time limit to see if anybody could get anything done. But it's Sting prevailing. And both results are going to count. Sting by pin, he will pick up. So it would be 146, 141. And we'll give Sting 4 points for the win. So the total time of the bouts was, let me do my math here real fast, 51:44. And Sting won with a body slam. So he will get the winner of Hulk Hogan and Shinya Hashimoto. So there you go, folks. Apologies for the distraction and the disruption, and we're going to go on to our third bout right after this. Here's how the Elite 8 card's going to look like. And this will teach me to set my settings up right with every bout, which sometimes I forget to do. Okay, so our third bout's going to be an interesting one. And you'll see it set up here in just a moment. Had Sting not gotten himself DQ'd in the first bout, I would have not noticed. But all these bouts are supposed to be no DQ. And off we go with our third bout, Vern Gagne against Rahu McDaniel. This is no DQ, this is one fall 60, and off we go with this third bout. And we start with an auto control loss. This is the third of the 8 second round bouts that we have for you. Legal turnbuckle by Gagne. Auto control loss. Gagne in control. Running clothesline to Wahoo outside the ring. That's 15 big points off of Wahoo's total. And we're only a minute into the bout. Legal whip to the ropes. Gagne just using his agility and the fact that he is diminutive when compared to Wahoo. Countered. And we have a chair shot by Wahoo. Oh, he didn't take kindly to Vern just kind of sneaking around on him. And Gagne is cut, a 27-point cut. Remember, these bouts are no DQ, and both of these guys are going to do what it takes to win. Legal choking by Wahoo. Legal throw by Wahoo. Punches by Wahoo, scoring a bunch of pin attempts here, but none of them getting the result. Armbreaker by Wahoo. Specialty move, big chop. Neck hold by Wahoo. Kick by Wahoo, no action. Legal turnbuckle by Wahoo, who won the Houston tournament, and Vern won the Minneapolis tournament. Body slam by McDaniel. That gets it done. A pinfall. 5:45. Wahoo scores the first upset of the night, winning over Vern Gagne. So Wahoo on the trail here. And he will be in the Elite 8. He picks up a 4-point win, 5:45, with the body slam. It was 99 and a 27 cut. And after Vern was cut, he did not really have much of a chance. And this bout got a 3-star rating. And just like that, yeah, Sting was throwing some heel tactics during the match. Maybe he will be competing in the tournament as kind of the Crow Sting. That's kind of more heel-like. So Vern losing out to Wahoo. Wahoo healed it up a little bit, but he did what he had to do to win. Vern's it's going to be Wahoo. He'll get the Dick Davis Court Mitsuharu Mitsawa match. And we're going to move on now to our fourth bout here on Monarch of the Mat. Let me show you once again the championship roll call. I'll set that up while I set up the next bout. And this will be a more colloquial bout than the last two you have seen. And you will see why when I have put these two in the ring. So we're almost at the halfway point. Okay, and set up the no DQ. And this was a bout that played itself out numerous occasions In the Northeast and probably a few other places, it's going to be the 1960s version of Bruno Sammartino. He has a 60s card, he has a 70s card, and I think he has a 60s and 70s champs card in the champion set. So it's going to be Bruno taking on Fred Blassie. Blassie won the Detroit circuit, which folded, and he's now competing in Minneapolis. And this is no DQ, a 60-minute time limit, and off these two go, our fourth bout here of the night. You see it there. Bruno should win, but you never know. Bruno is 7-2-1 in his bouts this year, and Freddie is 6-3-2. And we get this bout underway. Fan interaction. Crowd of Kansas City knows all about Bruno. And he's now in positive territory in his damage level. Bruno going for the Canadian backbreaker, but Fred saw that coming. Blassie goes for a shoulder block, and that knocks him to the arena floor. And the positive 5 for Bruno turns into negative 5. Especially match action. Blassie mulling Sammartino all around ringside. 30 points off. It was on this day 45 years ago, Bruno Sammartino and Stan Hansen did battle at Shea Stadium on the undercard of the Antonio Inoki Muhammad Ali fight, War of the Worlds. Kick by Blassie, face break by Blassie, throat chop by Blassie. So Blassie keeping the pressure on here. He's already up 54 points. He hasn't lost any points yet in terms of damage. Headlock countered. Bruno going for an abdominal stretch, but it's too early for that. Legal knee by Blassie, and that was right on the throat, but doesn't score the pin. Auto control loss, we go back to Bruno with illegal punches, more illegal punches. He might be getting his dander up early. No pin. Back to Blassie. And Blassie again just mauling Bruno outside the ring and picking up a lot of damage points. Strategy card used, countered by Bruno. No action, headlock by Bruno, kick by Bruno, and another kick. Really getting it going now. Whip to the ropes, but no action. Back to, no, stays with Bruno. A kick was countered. Now back to Blassie, but a pile driver was countered. Face break by Bruno Sammartino, 5 points off of Blassie. Fan interaction. Crowd really behind Bruno, and that 50-point deficit turns into 40. Legal choking by Bruno, a kick by Blassie, another kick, a face rake, illegal punches, foot on the ropes for a pin attempt, but nowhere near the count he needed. A kick by Blassie. Blassie has control, and Blassie again just battering him around ringside, and now Bruno is cut, and Blassie has built himself a 107-point lead. Illegal choking. Supplé attempt by Bruno, 10 points. Bruno's got to get busy here. Illegal throat chop. Headlock. Neck hold. Especially max action. Chair shots by Bruno. He's trying to cut open Blassie. Fight fire with fire, and that's 20 more points off of Blassie. So the lead down to 60. Kick countered by Blassie. Blassie goes for the body slam and ka-chunk. That lands, 9 points off. Neck breaker, and he was famous for that. Oh, Bruno got to the ropes. Blassie had about a 30% chance of getting that 3. Blassie in control. Shoulder first into the ring post goes Bruno. That shoulder's got to be feeling like hamburger now. That's 15 more points off. Headlock countered, illegal punches countered, back to Blassie with illegal biting. Kick by Blassie, a pile driver by Blassie is countered. Pin hold, backslide, no pin. We're 13-29 in the bout. Blassie with about a 100-point lead, which is kind of big in wrestling's finest. The version 3 is what we use. The latest version, Tom Vogel's Wonder. Kick by Bruno, submission move countered. Illegal low blow. Very low odds of getting a pin there. Legal forearm by Blassie. Auto control loss to Bruno. Whip to the ropes. 7 points off. Can Bruno get it going here? Punch is countered by Blassie. Blassie goes for the body slam. Ka-chunk. And that's 9 points off of Bruno's total. Body slam again, this time countered by Bruno. Bruno goes for the chop. That's countered. Hair pull. Oh, that could lead to trouble. Hair pull. Blassie grabs Bruno's hair violently. Vampire bite and a KO punch. And a 12, not too far off a pin for Blassie, which would be a major upset here. Bruno beat Andre the Giant to win the New York Regional. Legal biting, submission move, illegal elbow, legal low blow, illegal low blow, 6 points. There's no such thing as a legal low blow. And now Blassie, no, it's not a cut against Blassie. It is a further cut on Bruno, 21 more points. And that's more mauling out around the ring for Blassie. Blassie was a friend of my high school's Brit Lit teacher. That was many, many moons ago. Thank you, Captain Carl. Foreign object. And good night for Bruno Sammartino. Freddie Blassie has pulled off an upset of mega proportions here. Blassie wins. Stuns Bruno. You got to think Blassie would be in his element in a no DQ match. So he'll pick up 6 points. Time of the fall, 18-16 with the old foreign object. $3.16. Bruno took a lot of punishment. And he was considered to be, for our next loop through the territories, perhaps a contender to face Dory Funk Jr. for the world title again. But that 6-point loss is going to put him back a ways. The match got 3.5 stars. And we go on to our 5th bout. We will take a very brief intermission once that is we have crossed the 5 bout mark. So stand by, everybody. I am going to... That's true, Al. That's very, very true. I'm going to set up the 5th bout, which is going to be Antonio Inoki and Dick Murdoch. So stand by. I'll show you this nice little slide I made. So we have Antonio Inoki. Inoki is very close to being number 1 right now. Number 1 contender. So we'll probably, on the next month's worth of cards, after we get past Monarch of the Mat Elite 8, he will probably get a title shot in a few weeks down the road. Dick Murdoch, I think he won the Calgary tournament as a heel, but he's competing as a face right now in Memphis. So we're going to use him as a heel here. These no DQ bouts, I tell you, they could lead to upsets, which is how we like it here. So we're just about ready here. No DQ match. Both these guys have ropes moves that could be traded, but we're not going to trade them. And off we go. Inoki 5-2-1. As a heel, Murdoch is 5-2-2. So we'll start this, our 5th bout of the night, then we'll have 4 more to do, and then we will call it a night here on our Grand Slam Saturday special. Computer likes Inoki, and why wouldn't they? Or it, or whatever you want to call it. No action begins the card. Pile driver. Could this be it right away? No. Murdoch went for it all, went for the gusto right away. Captain Redneck did. And Murdoch mauling Inoki around ringside. Body slam. Must have saw what Blassie was doing and is trying to emulate that. The old back suplex by Inoki. Almost gets the pin. It was a 6 on a 3 count. He needed a 4 or less. And submission move. Well, that has no chance of scoring, so we ignore it. Inoki's pinhold is countered. Biting by Dick. Auto control loss. Ropes move by Inoki countered. And Brainbuster. That does not score a pin. It was a 1 in 20 chance that he would score the pin. Murdoch in control, and yeah, he's going after Inoki outside the ring. Chair shots, and that's 30 more points off of Inoki's total. Neck hold by Dick, clamping down on that neck. Of course, I was just talking about the 1976 Ali Inoki fight. That was probably Inoki's best known hour, body slam by Dick Murdoch. Although if you ask somebody today, Inoki's probably best known for laying a beating on Great Antonio when Antonio was taking liberties on. I think that fight was 1977, and it's on YouTube if you want to see it. Turnbuckle by Inoki. Legal turnbuckle move. Auto control loss. Back to Murdoch with a kick and a legal forearm. No pin. Murdoch in control. A pile driver countered by Inoki. Inoki in control. And both men down in the middle of the ring. They collided, but they each get up before a double countout could occur. So on we go. Legal whip to the ropes by Inoki. Auto control loss. Murdoch in control, and we have a cut on Murdoch. Inoki pile-drived Murdoch onto a steel chair. Well, that'll open you up. And Murdoch has a split lower lip. Leg hold by Inoki. Inoki whipping Dick into the ringside barrier. Fan interaction. Everybody behind Inoki here in Kansas City. Illegal punches. I hear a few cries of Inoki, Inoki, which was his chant in Japan. Flying punch by Inoki, no pin. No action. Illegal choking. Back to Inoki with the illegal whip to the ropes. No pin. So far we've had 3 pin attempts on each side. Submission move by Inoki, but it does not do any lasting damage. Octopus hold. That was countered. And now Inoki is cut. Inoki cut. Using anything not nailed down as a weapon. And now Inoki wearing a little claret. Pin hold with a side roll. No pin. Tipped a waitress. And Murdoch with a kick and a stomp on Inoki. Both these guys trying to advance to the Elite Eight because that would do wonders for each one of these men's careers. Brainbuster by Murdoch. About let me see here, just do the math real quick. About a 17.5% chance that was going to be a pin, but it wasn't. Legal forearm by Inoki. Elbow by Inoki. A kick by Inoki. Specialty move action. Chair shot for Inoki. Ka-chunk. And that scores 15 big points. It's about even on damage at about the 14-minute mark. Legal chop countered. Chair shot across the head for Murdoch onto Inoki, and another cut. By the way, if we do not waive the cut rule, if this match is stopped on blood, that's how it will go. And this was a chop to the throat by Murdoch. He's learning. He's a quick learner, I guess. Kick by Murdoch. That scores no pin. Arm hold by Captain Redneck. Inside cradle for Inoki, no pin. That had about a 10% chance of scoring the pin. Auto control loss. Back to Murdoch with the pile driver. Backdrop suplex for Inoki, no pin. This is a no DQ match, just like every match is supposed to have been in this second round. Pin hold countered. Murdoch in control. Ring post by Murdoch for Inoki. Couple of times, but the cut doesn't look like it has opened up anymore. On Inoki, no action. Backdrop suplex. Had a 26 needed. He got a 17, so Inoki wins. Inoki wins. Had a 65% chance of triggering the pin, and it does. So Antonio Inoki is going to face Freddie Blassie in one of our quarterfinals next week here on the Monarch of the Mat tournament. So Inoki by pin, and that'll be our first quarterfinal, by the way, after our women's title match. That scores 2 points. And Inoki is probably going to be the #1 contender, depending on how things go the rest of the tournament. 1909 was the pinfall time. And both these guys were busted open. And 241 and 31 to 204 and 25. And it was a 4-star match. So it's going to be Inoki and Freddie Blassie in one quarterfinal. I'm going to take a very brief timeout, should be 5 minutes or less, and then we will come back and do second round bouts 6, 7, and 8 and give you the world title bout. So my bladder is calling me, so I will take care of that. Shouldn't be any more than 5 to 10 minutes, and then we'll get back underway. Oops, I turned my microphone on. Hello, everybody. So we've played out now 5 matches, and we're going to do the last 4 here on the GSW Saturday Night Special. Here's who I am, by the way. You can find me on Twitter at BPWOSS. Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims is also the name of my Facebook group. Join that, and you'll get up-to-the-minute updates as to when I do videos. So with that, I am going to put the standby screen on once again and set up match number 6. This will determine who faces Wahoo McDaniel in the quarterfinal round next week. And then after that, we play out the semifinals and the finals. Dick Daviscourt has been a pleasant surprise for me. Using him the last couple of years, he's done pretty well. He was a grappler in the 20s and the 30s, I think, for the most part, on the West Coast. And he's going to face Mitsuharu Misawa of Japan. Underrated wrestler, I think, under the shadow of Baba and Ateneo Inoki and Ricky Dozan. So I think Misawa wants to make a name for himself. This is going to be another one of these one fall 60-minute bouts. I don't know if this picture. I think I found this picture of Daviscourt on my own. I don't know if it was in the picture pack that one of the wrestling's finest fans was able to procure. I think that might be mine, but I could be wrong. So this is one fall 60. Misawa and Daviscourt. And this is a no DQ match, as all the bouts have been in this second round. Of course, I made the error on TA and Sting, but, nobody's perfect. And off we go with bout number 6 in the second round. As El Red Sox fan and Captain Carl look on here in Kansas City. I think this will be a close bout. The computer thinks this will be a close bout. Daviscourt 6-6-1. Has had a couple of championship runs this year, and Misawa 5-1-0. There's the bell, a kick by Daviscourt. Whipped to the ropes by Daviscourt. No pin. Speed move. Speed move by Daviscourt. Legal punches, illegal punches. Legal chop by Misawa. That does not score. Does not score a pin. Tiger suplex, that was countered. Pile driver countered. Headlock by Misawa and a kick. Mitsuharu Misawa goes for the pin hold. A counter by Daviscourt. And Daviscourt goes for the strangle headlock. That is countered. Illegal punches by Misawa. A body slam by Misawa. Rattles the spine of Daviscourt. And that's 10 more points off of his total. It's close at the 4-minute mark. Misawa have a 15-point lead after that legal chop. Auto control loss, a couple. No action. And a counter as Daviscourt tries to counter a move. Chair shot to the leg of Misawa for Daviscourt. Got to be a good chairman to win this kind of tournament, and that's 15 more points off of Misawa. So we're dead even at the 5-minute mark. Illegal punches by Daviscourt. Specially match action. And Daviscourt hurling Misawa over the ringside barrier into the crowd at ringside. And I'm sure some of them will help Misawa back into the ring. 20 more points off. And Daviscourt building up a little bit of a lead. Leg hold by Misawa, which chops into that lead. And spinning toe hold, that's not going to get it done. Both these guys aren't going to uncle right away. And Daviscourt thrown out of the ring. They're spending a lot of time in the ring and out of the ring. Forearm to the nose. No pin. So far we have had mysterious package seen at ringside. 2 pin attempts by Misawa, 1 for Daviscourt. Forearm by Daviscourt. No action. Submission move. Arm breaker. But that has no chance of getting a successful submission, so we ignore it. Arm holds by Daviscourt. Sleeper hold by Daviscourt. No pin. No submission. Suplex attempt countered back to Misawa, who lands his back suplex. No pin. No action. Auto control loss. If we go 50, Daviscourt advances. And even though Daviscourt is lower in the ranking on Misawa, he won the tournament as a higher seed, which is how he got the 3 seed. And Misawa got 14. Misawa 5-1-0. And Daviscourt 6-6-1 using these cards in year 4. Illegal punches by Daviscourt. A body slam scores for Daviscourt. Foreign object countered. And that gives Misawa a chance to hit Daviscourt with a knee lift. And a turnbuckle smash. No pin. Misawa in control. Emerald Frozen hold. And that gets it done. Misawa, the 14 seed. So we often see in the NCAAs, a 14 tends to be the 3 every now and then. So Daviscourt is no more. And Misawa gets the surprise win, but he will get full credit for it, 4 points, and just the 4 points. He was 9 points lesser in rank. So it's going to be Misawa and McDaniel, and that ought to be a bang-up bout between those two. Two guys who just won't stop. And Emerald Frozen was the name of the hold used, Misawa getting the pin, and the time of the bout was 12:30. And let's see, it was a close bout, 106-104. Looks like a basketball game score. And 3 points, 3 stars was the rating the match got. And I'll fill in the write-ups when this is posted on the Delphi Board of Wrestling's Finest and on my Facebook group, Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims. And with that, we're going to head on now to bout number 7, and it'll take me a moment to set that up. Can't play Real American for you, YouTube being pests that they are, but you might want to hub it. You might want to channel your inner Rick Derringer here, as the Hulkster will be in this bout. Because if you hurt my friends and you hurt my pride, I gotta be a man. I can't let it slide. And Hogan is going to get the very rugged Shinya Hashimoto from Japan. And of course, Hogan went to Japan many a time. I am a real American. Yeah, I sing that. I sing that song. I love it. So this is no DQ, 60 minutes. Without Mike Wallace and Morley Safer. And this is set up. And let's get to it. Hogan comes in. Great record in year 4, 12-1-0. Only lost to Kevin Sullivan so far this year 4. And Hashimoto is 5-0-1. His only blemish, a draw in Los Angeles just recently to Blue Demon, a Mexican star. So this ought to be a dandy. Hogan and Hashimoto. Hogan the 2 seed and Hashimoto 18. Legal chop by Hogan to start the match, and a pile driver countered. Hashimoto calling for outside help. No ally can help him at the moment. Take a number, Shinya. Counter, and Hogan in control. Legal whip to the ropes and a submission move. Hogan putting on a figure 4. I don't think so. Shoulder blocks delivered from Hogan onto Hashimoto. 15 points off of Hashimoto's total. Auto control loss. Hogan's got a size advantage here, I would think. Auto control loss. Choking by Shinya. And he picked Hogan up and body slammed him. Well, it's not like he's facing Andre the Giant. Hogan is body slammable. Bridge suplex. And a beauty. He got the pin. He got the pin on the Hulkster. Say it ain't so. Say it ain't so. How about that? So it's going to be Sting and Hashimoto facing off in round 2. Of the tournament. How about that? And Hogan tends to be in this game, even with his 84 card, which is what I was using, 84 plus, pinnable. Of course, Hogan, the first time he held the title, held it over 4 years. And that's 6 points for Hashimoto, who is still undefeated this year and goes to 6-0-1. A bridge suplex seemed to knock Hogan out. So Hogan only his second loss of the year, and that's going to cost him 6 points, and he's going to fall back. He's going to fall back to 141 rankings points. So now we head to our 8th and last bout, and this will be a doozy too, and I wouldn't be surprised if there was an upset here. You'll know more about it when I set it up. 323 was all Shinya Hashimoto needed. How about that? So Hashimoto and Sting, and maybe the crowd will get behind Sting on this. Sure they don't like how Magnum TA was treated. But TA could make something out of that. Jack Sherry. My buddy Don is in the Wrestling Finest Delphi chat. He knows all about Jack Sherry. In fact, we did a league in Rampage Wrestling back in the 90s and aughts, and he was very he knew a lot about Jack Sherry, how Sherry was a bit he's kind of like a Bert Azarati in English wrestling, where he just didn't give a damn about scripts, and he liked torturing his opponents a bit. So I make Sherry a tweener here. Sherry is just coming off of a loss, of course, to Cowboy Bill Watts for the North American title in GSW. So we put 60 minutes on the clock. It's a no DQ match. But Sherry could definitely get it done if he needed to. He has suplex to arm hold, and that makes Lawler using a ropes trade fair game. Lawler comes in 16-4-1 because he did have a reign as world champ and a reign as junior heavyweight champ. So he's had 21 bouts already this year. And Sherry is 6-3-2. So we're going to get this bout started. It's the end of Pukamania, Gorilla. Jesse Ventura. That's true, Captain Carl. That's very, very true. Hogan's in the Chicago circuit. He's easily the best grappler in the Chicago tournament, which I think was why he got traded there. And it's going to be these two guys to wrap up the second round of Monarch of the Mat. And the computer thinking, good luck trying to find a winner here. And off we go. Of course, if we have a draw or a no result, then Lawler will advance. And here we go. Legal punches by Lawler. We have a world title bout coming up after this. Auto control loss. Sherry using punches. And auto control loss back to Lawler. He uses illegal punches. Lawler has no trouble ever going to Fist City Scissors hold. And Lawler just gets to the ropes. Sherry has used that a few times to win bouts here in GSW. Another scissors hold countered. Body slam countered by Lawler, or actually by Sherry, and a pile driver attempt by Sherry. He's learned a little bit from watching Lawler films, it would appear, and that's countered by Lawler. Whip to the ropes. No action, no action. Suplex attempt for Lawler. Vertical suplex. 10 points off of Sherry's total. Right now about a dead even bout, but we're very early. Half Nelson driver. And nearly the number one seed just fell. 26 would have got it done, but Lawler had the wisdom to reach the ropes. Throat chop by Lawler. And Lawler getting into it with a huge fan at ringside. Focus on the rings, guys. Focus on the ring. A half Nelson driver again. This time, Sherry does pull off an upset. We have a 16 beating a 1. Sherry in 5:54. We have had a couple of very quick bouts here, and the number one seed and the number two seed fell. So it's going to be Sherry and El Koenig in our last quarterfinal bout. So we have a wide open tournament. This is kind of like Wimbledon, which I believe starts this week. And that is going to be a 7-point swing. Cherry picks up 7 points. And just when you thought he was done being a contender, he puts out that Half Nelson driver and he slays the #1 seed. And like I said, this is kind of like what you see in Wimbledon or a major tennis tournament when you see a whole bunch of losses here. We have had, tonight, we had Wahoo beating Verne. We had Blassie over San Martino. Inoki's going to be the highest seed left at 4. Davis Court lost to Misawa. Hogan lost to Hashimoto. And Lawler lost to Jack Sherry. So let's set up the quarterfinal round, and then we'll get to our main event. El Koenig will face Jack Sherry. Sting, winning the restart of the Magnum TA bout, which we didn't set as a no DQ, and we didn't want to be sued, will take on Shinya Hashimoto. Wahoo's going to get Misawa, and Blassie's going to get Inoki in the quarterfinals, and the 4 winners meet in the semis, and the 2 winners of that will meet and will be the 4th Monarch of the Mat. Our previous 3 were Andre the Giant, Farmer Burns, and then Farmer Burns again. So this is a wide open tournament, and we're going to have a surprising result here no matter which one of these 8 win the championship next week. That'll be July 3rd, 8 o'clock here on the Big Paulie's World of Sports Sims channel. I'm going to set up the main event right in front of you guys. I got nothing to hide, and I shouldn't have been hiding anything. Dory Funk Jr., in a non-time limit bout, is going to get the pre-1949 Lou Thesz, which is how I set it up last time. You see the ratings are almost even. Dory's at 232 and Thesz at 231. This will be a no time limit World's title bout. We are not going to use defend the title because I think Funk would be cocky enough to think, well, you know, I nearly got pinned last week, or I nearly submitted last week, but there's no way that could happen again. So I think Thesz would be cocky enough not to employ the defend the title tactics here. So I think everything is set up. Thesz has never won the world title. Andre the Giant's never won the world title. We've had a bunch of shooters win the world title. Then Jim Lundos, then Jerry Lawler, and then back to Lundos, then Dory Funk. So we'll set up our... And this is where changing everything would be fair game because we're changing something that isn't a ropes move. So if that's done, then it changes everything else. So again, no time limit. This is a world's title match. Disqualifications and cuts can still happen. And these two had such an epic bout last week that I wanted to bring them back. 21st match as world champion here for Funk. He's 11-3-6. And he also had at least 1 or 2 bouts just using his regular card. Thesz, using this card, is 9-4-2. And Thesz just beat Jack Sherry by countout in a Harley race by DQ. Race is serving a suspension. Funk just beat lost to Superstar Billy Graham by countout. But Graham's going to have to move up in the ratings to get consideration. So let's start our bout. And the computer thinks it's a pick'em, which is what I think it will be. So time limit cannot save Dory Funk Jr. here. We start with a body slam by Dory. Very low odds, a 5% chance of getting the 3 count, no pin. And chair shot by Funk. He's got something to prove in this bout. And he's already opened up a 24-point lead in the first minute 19. No action. Illegal punches by Thesz. Kick by Thesz. Supplé attempt by Thesz. Has a 1 in 40 shot of getting the pin. He's going to have to soften Dory up a lot more than that. Arm hold was countered. Neck hold by Funk Jr. scores. Auto control loss. We go back to Thesz with a submission move. Bear hug. But that's nowhere near a submission. Eye gouge by Thesz. Thesz is going to pull out all the stops, try to win the title tonight. Legal forearm. And a disqualified check. Possible DQ stopped. Thesz with the auto is distracted, goes back to Funk. Thesz cannot allow himself to be distracted. Headlock into a neck hold by Thesz and a forearm to boot. We're 6 minutes into the bout, and Funk's behind a little bit, 21 points. No action. Leg hold by Thesz. Leg hold again by Thesz. Just patient, and now Thesz getting good fan interaction, 15 points. More twists and turns here than Lombard Street in San Francisco. That is the fact, Catherine Carl. We had a very surprising second round, but I think the no DQ kind of played into that a bit. Auto control loss. Supplé attempt countered. And we go back to Thesz, a disqualify check stopped. Pin hold countered. Butterfly suplex countered. Chop by Thesz scores. Illegal forearm scores. We only had 2 pins so far in the first 9 minutes of the bout. Spinning toe hold countered. A pin hold, and I guess you could say it was a pin hold countered by Funk. Submission move countered by Thesz. A lot of back and forth here. A lot of defensive grappling. Turnbuckle move by Thesz. No pin. Needed a 1 to get the pin. That's only a 2.5% chance. Throw by Thesz countered. Supplé attempt scores. Kajunk. And that's only one of the few moves that's been registered on Thesz. 10 points off. Body slam. So Funk is in a little bit of trouble here, but nothing to be alarmed at yet. Keep in mind, no time limit, so this could go a while. Legal punches by Thesz. No action. We've already had a few surprises tonight. STF, this is what got Funk in trouble, but it's too early. I'll just run it anyway. No submission. Forearm by Thesz. That was the hold that got Funk nearly submitted to, but that was applied about 50 minutes into the bout. So a forearm for Thesz, and Funk with a counter. Auto control loss. We go back to Funk. Forearm by Funk. No pin. Headlock countered, and a headlock for Thesz. Thesz has opened up an 80-point lead. So if you watched the Mike Tyson Douglas fight, Buster Douglas fight in 1990, concern is starting to mount. STF again countered. Pile driver by the champ. Almost got the pin. He had a 5% chance of getting the pin. He needed 1 or a 2, and he got a 5. No pin. Legal throw by Dory Jr. Auto control loss. A legal chop by Dory Jr. No pin. Biting by the champ. That was countered. And another supplé attempt. No pin. Headlock by Thesz. Speed move by Thesz. Legal throw by Thesz. Got to get a 1 on that 3 count. That's only a 2.5% chance of happening. No pin. And a chop by the champ. Nothing doing. So we're 18:44 into the bout. Thesz still with a comfortable lead of about 80 points. Nobody has been cut yet. Auto control loss. No action. And a legal forearm to the side of the head by the champ. No pin. Sleeper hold by the champ, but that is not going to score a pin with a 6.20 rating. Headlock by Dory. Back to Funk with a body slam and a legal chop. No pin. Thesz used wisdom to reach the ropes. And Funk closing the gap. It's only now 43 points. Forearm by Thesz. Kick by Dory Funk Jr. Auto control loss. And another. Forearm by Thesz. I think I've said that a few times. A body slam by Lou. No pin. Rolling reverse. No pin. So we've had 13 pin attempts in the bout. 7 of them by the champ. Body slam by Thesz, which brings Dory Funk down another stamina level. No action. Forearm countered by Thesz. And the lead has opened up to 74 points. Bear hug by Thesz. No pin. Leg hold by Thesz. Arm holds used up outside the ring. We are 27.5 minutes into the bout. Thesz with a pinhold body press, but that doesn't even get a count. And Thesz's lead back up to 97 points. So the early return's going Lou's way. It's probably going to be a while before we can call the race. Auto control loss, supplé attempt by Funk scores. And the forearm countered by Thesz. So good action. A pinhold by Thesz. A supplé attempt countered. Body scissors by the champion, and I shouldn't have run that submission count, but I did. Arm hold by Thesz. Forearm countered by the champ, who goes for an illegal headbutt and scores with it. Not halfway through the bout, because the bout has no time limit. We've gone 30 minutes, and Thesz has now opened up an 88-point lead. Auto control loss. Kick countered. Thesz, chair shot to the arm, and that's 15 more points off. And now the lead over 100. Face first in the turnbuckle goes Thesz. No pin. 15th pin attempt of the match, and Dory has 8 of them. Auto control loss back to Thesz. Thesz with a headlock. Thesz hopes to reevaluate his match strategy, so he lands a headlock on Funk Jr., then cranks away, which allows him to pounder things over. Funk Jr. needs to turn the match around immediately, or the consequences will be dire, and that is a -6 points of damage added to Funk's total. Thesz still up more than 100 points. Submission move, the abdominal stretch is not going to get it done. Speed move by Lou. Submission move countered by Thesz. Speed move scores for Thesz, so he's piling up the points here. Indian deathlock, but not enough for a submission. Funk has been lucky to hold on to his title in his most recent defenses, points out El Red Sox fan. Very true, very true. Funk has been champion now 17 weeks. And Thesz would make a great champ. And Thesz would have to face Andre the Giant next week if he wins the title tonight. And they have met before. I think they've kind of split their battles, but Thesz would be using his champion's card, which would give him a bit of an edge if this were to happen. Thesz is a play attempt as he just continues to make Dory work. Up now 132 points, so the lead widening. Arm hold by Funk. Legal elbow. No pin. Pin hold countered. Supplé attempt for Lou. Oh, he got a 5. He needed a 1 still. He needed a 1. That third 3 count needs to go up a little bit. Small package by the champ. No pin. We're at 37.52. Lead now 133 points. Punches by Dory. Leg hold by Dory. Elbow by Dory. So Dory trying to cut into this lead. Spinning toe hold, but it's not a submission attempt. And he has shrunk the lead down to almost 100. Forearm by Dory. That puts it under 100. A kick by Dory. And let's see here. We have a cut on the champion. And this could turn things around. A masked man attacked Dory. Dory has the inside of his lower lip busted open, which causes quite a bit of blood to appear. And we saw this in Los Angeles when Dory faced Superstar, a masked man attacking him there, and a masked man attacking him here. Can't tell you much more. It looks like the masked man has an average build, and that's 22 points off of on cuts, and it opens the lead now to 151 points. Kind of unfortunate that were to happen. Illegal punches by Thesz, as Dory now has a cut. Arm holds, legal chop. He's just got to be confident and not worry about stamina all that much. And here we go, folks. Step over, toe hold, face lock. This is what nearly got the pin on him last time. We could see a world title change right here. I will run the count. No! Dory uses the ropes and escapes. But he's got a long way to go here. Illegal punches by the challenger and a legal throw. Speed move countered. Legal forearm by the champ. No pin. And so far we've now had 20 pin attempts in this bout. And Dory Funk's going to survive. Referee gets nailed by Thesz using a specialty move. Ally, who has been providing match commentary, takes the opportunity to enter the ring, and he helps Dory Funk Jr. to use a double pile driver on Thesz. Referee notices the pin attempt and counts loose shoulders to the mat. Dory Funk Jr. is going to retain the title in 44-45. How about that? It was Ray Steele of St. Louis, helping out Dory Funk Jr. Could not be Harley Race because Harley Race is under suspension. That's going to get Dory 3 points. Time of the fall was 44-45. And a tough break for Thesz. 382 off the champ, 22 in cuts, 197. And again, the challenger came very close to winning the title here tonight. So there'll be Dory Funk Jr. There will be no world title defenses this coming week on the Grand Slam Wrestling Show. That'll air 7 o'clock next Saturday. But we still have some interesting title matches to come. And at 8 o'clock on next Saturday night, July 3rd, enjoy your fireworks if you get them on Saturday night, but we will also be doing the Grand Slam Wrestling Elite 8 Supercard, then 8 p.m. on July 3rd. I don't know if I'll be doing it live or doing it live to tape. Depends on what happens with me during the week. This has been Big Paulie coming to you. Hope you've enjoyed our action here on this GSW special. Godspeed and God bless. We will do it all again.